is time for another Caniac report. Alright, so I talked last time about Zach Boychuk and versus Skinner. Well, it seems that the story was actually more of Zach Boychuk versus Jason Bowman. It seems like those two, I think they were drafted in the same year, and they were both seen as high potential scorers for the Canes. Well, it looks like even though Zach Boychuk was the first round draft pick, Jason Bowman is the one surviving at camp. Boychuk was sent down to the Charlotte Checkers. He'll most likely be playing first line minutes there. Maybe it was a better way for him to mature, or maybe he just couldn't cut it out at camp, and he couldn't cut the top 6 role, so they didn't want to waste minutes on him for being a bottom 6 role. Allow him to develop his game a bit more in the AHL. Who knows? All we know is that even though last year we all had Zach Boychuk penciled in for a roster spot, he is no longer on the team, and looks like we're just going to look forward to kind of Jeff Skinner playing the role of Zach Boychuk this year. Alright, we had the preseason game that was free for everyone. As long as I guess you didn't even need to pick up a ticket. There were people handing out tickets when I was handing in my ticket. But yeah, that was against the Atlanta Thrashers. It was mostly our NHL team playing. I think maybe with a few exceptions. Harrison wasn't playing, so that was a good thing. Yep, we played the Atlanta Thrashers. We won 2-1 in overtime. It was a pretty tight game, though it kind of scares me. I don't know what the Thrashers lineup was really supposed to be like, if that was their NHL roster, or if that was kind of like us. It was our NHL roster with a few selected individuals in there who were still trying to battle for a roster spot. It was a pretty tight game, honestly. Sometimes Atlanta will go on to the rampage and get like 2-3 minutes of good pressure hockey than we would, and then sometimes it would be just like one chance, left chance, whatever. Otherwise, the final score was just 2-1. My guy Brandon Sutter got 2 goals. Funny story, I'll actually put some clips of the game because I actually did record some. We were sure that we were going to win that 1-0, and then usually what my girlfriend and I do at minute and 4 seconds left, we'll yell, "Gee, I wonder how much time is left." And then, you know, the guy on the PA announcer says, "Oh, they're going to be remaining of the period." Thank you. So we're about to do that, but then Atlanta scores, and it just really messed up the flow of that. I mean, that's what I was really most upset about, was the fact that it was our chance to say, "Gee, how much time is left," and Thrasher score. Thanks a lot. So I really all that's got for the preseason game, other than Brandon Sutter looking like a beast. I mean, we should get used to that, honestly. I think people are going to underestimate Brandon Sutter this season. Or actually, some people would give him a pretty good credit. I mean, I guess he had 20 goals last year, pretty good. I forgot how many assists he had. I guess you can pencil him for a couple more goals, since they're going to keep him on that second line throughout the entire year. Because I think he was switching with Cullen for the second line position last year until he got traded away. Alright, so we also was the first time in 20 years that the United States team, I think a Canadian team for that matter, if you want to toss in the entire North America, went over to Russia to play a game. I guess a professional league game, not so much a international game, which is where you get the countries playing each other. We lost 5-3, but there's a lot more behind that loss than just the final score. I was only able to watch a period, and probably 3-4 minutes into the second period, I was able to watch the 2 goals that we scored at the beginning. But it looked like what it really boiled down to was that we had the SKA St. Petersburg team playing for something. I mean, you should have seen the preseason ceremonies. It was like Cirque du Soleil going on there. People, streamers, people flying through the air. Someone had a Stall jersey flying through the air. It was rather interesting. But yeah, they had a elaborate thing, laser light show. I mean, I saw something online that says next year we're going to have Petersburg come to Raleigh, and we're going to have a Leonard Skinner laser light show. That's going to be interesting, right? Yeah, so weird ceremonies, but yeah, it went down to business. They got a quick goal. That was a what you call garbage goal off Jokin's skate. Things happen. Then he got a deflection goal off a shot from the point, I believe. Then we got our 2 goals, and then I think Yashin got a breakaway goal. This is when I couldn't watch. I had to go do something else. It was work, so leave me alone. Yashin got a breakaway goal, then Jeff Skinner got a goal. Also, I think it may be online, there's a video of Jeff Skinner's spinorama. It was very nice. He didn't score on it, but it looked, I mean, that looks like someone who's ready to make some plays in NHL. But it looked like what happened was during the game was that they started taking cheap shots on us. They went after Eric Stahl, who was then pulled from the game because, due to, I guess you say, safety reasons, that they wanted to make sure that he didn't get hurt anymore because it looked like they were targeting him. Jamie McBain got boarded, from what I believe, from what I've read. Joe Corvo, I think, got hurt, though I think that was a precautionary measure to keep him out. I think it was a lower body concern. But it looked like there was a spearing that was assessed to someone. Gleason tried to fight someone. I think Harrison tried to fight someone. But I don't think they took the gloves off. I think. Like I said, I've only been reading this. I couldn't watch the game. But what does this really mean? For us, it means nothing. It was a preseason game for us, so we weren't putting our hearts out there. I'm pretty sure this was during the end of the season, after the playoffs, maybe. That it could really mean something for us, and we would actually put our heart out. Cam Ward would have probably played the whole game and not half the game. Stahl probably would have stayed in. A whole lot of factors would have actually swayed this game to our way. People are saying that this means the KHL is on par with the NHL. This does not mean the KHL is on par with the NHL. The NHL is so much more superior to the KHL. One game is not going to prove that. Hell, even if we won this game, it would have not have proved that the NHL is better than KHL. Alright, this is, circumstances. It was a bigger ice. We're not used to bigger ice. They're used to their bigger ice, so they had the home ice advantage on that one, literally. Some people just say that, but this one actually different size. So I think you can't really say the KHL is on par with the NHL. The KHL is full of NHL rejects. Alright? You give me the Detroit Red Wings, you put them against, God, now I can't think of the names, the one Babchuk was on. Anyways, like Moscow, that they probably couldn't tell me that Red Wings would have beaten them. You probably give me the Flames, probably would have beaten them. I'm talking about a game that's serious, not a preseason game. Because like I said, we're still figuring out our roster. That's why we had our preseason guys up. But I'm not too sure how much time I have on that. I probably should have a timer to time how much time I'm doing this, because YouTube has that 10-minute rule. I think that's all I've got for the Russian game. It really is a kind of a slap in the face from the KHL to take those shots at us like that. They really should have more respect for the NHL players, just like we did. We didn't try to do any cheap shots. The Cold War's over, guys. Let it go. So that's all I got on that. I guess I'm going to show some preseason clips. I got some footage from the Atlanta Thrashers game. I've actually got the game-winning goal on there. I'm not too sure what kind of commentary there will be, because I usually talk about what's going on during it. So hopefully it won't be too embarrassing for myself, and hopefully not annoying for you. So I guess that's it, and well, hope to see you next time.